What if I told you that to build a house, all the fees, the permits, everything that has to do with the city, it comes up to about 25% of the housing cost. So this is the reason why we're having housing crisis. It's not really a housing crisis. It's a housing value crisis. Housing has just, the values of houses have blown up beyond all proportions. It's gone to unreal values. Houses that we were able to buy in Spokane 15, 20 years ago are now valued at $300,000. They were $30,000 back 20, 30 years ago. And why is that? Permitting fees have gone up. We've had environmental impact fees. We're doing energy efficient fees that are just energy efficiency. They keep on saying energy efficiency, but I don't know if you've all realized or have seen that the price of your energy hasn't really gone down, it's gone up. And no matter how many times you buy those energy efficient light bulbs or the energy efficient refrigerators or anything like that, prices are always just creeping up little by little. But back to housing prices. 25% of the fees, the sewer hookups, the water hookups, the electrical hookups, all of that is fees. 25%. So if you have a $100,000 house, $25,000 in fees. If you have a $400,000 house, that's $100,000 in fees. That's going to go back to you, the homeowner. And also, if you buy a brand new house that was just built, and I know a lot of these builders, they explain this to a lot of people, but when you build a brand new house on land, the first year of your mortgage does not include property taxes. The second year will, because they're not including that building on that property. So your mortgage rate actually jumps up a couple $100 every single month after that. That's something to think about, y'all. It's extremely expensive to own a house these days, or to buy a brand new one, or to even build one. So these are things to keep in your mind when you're dealing with housing costs. Or if you've owned the house for a very long time, your property taxes have just went astronomical. And I just did a video on how you can appeal your property taxes. I'm doing other videos on how to maintain these properties because I've been in construction since I was 13 years old with my dad. I'm 43 now. Easy math, I've been in construction for about 30 years, minus the 4 years of being in the military. But even then, I was still focused on building things. So it takes a lot of time and effort and money to manage, maintain, and own these houses. And maybe a lot of you at one point or another have gotten into being a landlord also, and things have been going good for quite a while with your rental, but property taxes have creeped up, and all of a sudden you're not making your $100 a month anymore. You're actually losing $25 a month on your rental. And if that's you, or you have a property that you want to sell, that you want to build on, or you're thinking about maybe building on your property, but you don't know the extent of how much money it takes to take care of this process, or maybe the property taxes have just priced you out of rentals, or maybe you can't pay your property taxes anymore because you've lived in your house for 20 some odd years and now it's no longer feasible for you to pay your property taxes because you're a certain age. Remember, there's a video that I've been doing on every single one of these subjects, and I'll try to make a list in the description below of all the videos that we've made, and that way you can go back and look. And you can also go back through our channel too to see all the videos. But yeah, you can appeal your property tax assessment. You can talk to your property tax assessor and see how much it's going to cost for you to build a house on that property, or to even know what that property tax is going to be once that house is built. There are ways of doing comparables. Comps is what we call them in the real estate world. You could pull comps in the area and you could say, okay, my house is going to be this many square feet. It's going to be this many bedrooms. It's going to have this size of a lot, the size of the land. Generally around 8,000 feet to 5,000 feet is what Spokane Valley is allowing you to build to now these days. But if you can look at the comps around your area, generally within a 0.5 of a mile or half a mile, you can see the tax assessed value in the city website. And that can be basically what the taxes are going to be for you on your house if you build one. So these are things to keep in mind when you're building. Also, you can call the city and you can ask them what permits, what fees you're going to have to pay when you build a house. It's so expensive just to hook up your sewer to the city sewer. It's extremely expensive for water hookup fees, gas fees, just to hook up to the gas, to have the electrical get hooked up. And they ask around $4,000 just to hook up electrical for a Vista here in Spokane. And then you get a credit back once you're hooked up, but a Vista also does gas, but you got to pay $1,900 or something like that for just hooking up fees to your gas to your house. And then they're trying to stop gas from going into the houses these days too in Washington. So these are all things that you got to worry about and think about when you're building a house or when you want to value a house out. So you're building a house on your property and you're like, yeah, I'm going to sell it for this much, but you didn't look at the fees and costs available. The housing costs just skyrocketed at that point because it's 25% of the actual cost of the house. It's incredible what these fees are going at these days. And the taxes alone are, yes, they're used for good things like roads and schools and stuff like that, but even then you could see that taxes they're just becoming unsustainable. You can't do that anymore, or they're pricing people out. We're having a housing crisis, or we have too many people on the streets because nobody can buy these houses anymore. So what's the give to all this? I don't know the answers. All I do is buy houses for a living from people that no longer want to own them if they're in this kind of situation, or they don't want to build houses on their land. I do developments and stuff like that. If you have 2 to 5 acres that you wanted to subdivide, bring that 2 to 5 acres over to me. We'll take a look at it and we'll see what we can do. And I know over in Spokane, there is an area on the east or the west side of Spokane, right when you get out of the area of the bridge, or right when you go over the bridge, going to Airway Heights, and you're getting ready to go up that hill. A lot of trucks have their emergencies on. They have a moratorium on building in that area because they've built so fast that the city has to build infrastructure in order to keep up with the building. Some builders and some people that own properties in that area, they have to do all of the improvements to their land that the city's requiring them to do so that you can give it to the city. And it's incredible that the city can tell you that you have to do these improvements on your own land in order for you to even just give it to the city anyway. So it's an incredible amount of money that these builders are putting out to build this infrastructure. 80 to 90% of infrastructure now is built by private citizens. It's not built by the public city. It's not. It's only maintained by the city. It's not built by the city. Not only are we building the infrastructure for the sewer, the streets, the water, the electric, all that stuff, the city is requiring us to pay enormous fees to even do this. And also I've been very fortunate when I was doing developments, and I'm able to get these people's phone numbers so I could get direct lines to them and talk to them. But there's a lot of people who are not fortunate enough, like myself, that have to call into the city office. They have to leave 6, 7, 8, 10 messages before the city even gets a call back to them to say, oh yeah, you need to get this other permit, or this other fee is going to be tacked on because you took this long on your building, or there might be a late fee on your property taxes or whatnot. So if this happens to be you, and you decided, you know what, I've watched George's video and he seems like the right guy to sell my land to in Spokane, give us a call at 509-769-3439 or go to our website, www.reibrandedhomebuyer.com. Check us out, fill out the information, make an appointment with us, and we'll come out and we'll talk to you about your land or your house that you want to sell quickly in Spokane. So again, if you're a landlord, you're no longer making money on your rental, or you've owned a house for a very long time that needs a lot of work, or you just inherited a house, or maybe you're going through a divorce, or whatever it is, we can be here to help you out in Washington. That's what we do. We're cash home buyers in Washington, and especially Spokane. We love to buy houses in Coeur d'Alene also. Idaho, we'll buy houses over there. So give us a call. Again, 509-769-3439, and we'll get in touch with you. We'll set an appointment. We'll come out and talk to you about your current situation. This video was all over the place. It was mainly about fees and property taxes and stuff like that. But I hope that I touched on a lot of different subjects that a lot of you have been thinking about. And maybe if you want to sell your house fast in Spokane, give us a call and we'll be here for you, okay? And also, have a blessed day. Bye-bye. I'm going to edit a lot of this stuff out too because there's a lot of extra stuff in here that didn't need to be in here.